Mongols charged. After England defeated the French at the Battle of Bremule, Normandy was back in King Henry's hands. But 1 year later, his good fortune turned to tragedy. In 1120, his son and heir William Adelin died in a shipwreck. The future of Henry I's kingdom was in jeopardy. Henry desperately needed a new heir. With no legitimate sons left alive, he broke with tradition and chose his daughter, Matilda. Henry forced his barons to swear an oath to accept Matilda as queen. But when the king died, they broke their promise. England would not be ruled by a woman. Matilda's cousin Stephen saw his chance and claimed the throne. The crisis moved to the capital. At Westminster Abbey, Stephen was crowned king, but Matilda wanted what was hers. She was also lining up powerful supporters who would fight Stephen for her right to rule. Their conflict engulfed England in civil war. Fighting raged throughout the land. In 1141, everything focused on one of the kingdom's most strategic cities, Lincoln. Matilda's allies had commandeered the castle. But King Stephen was determined to take it back. He besieged the castle. Stalemate. As dawn broke on February the 2nd, everything was about to change. Matilda's half-brother, Robert of Gloucester, raced to break the siege. As Robert's forces approached Lincoln, Stephen's army turned away from the castle to face them. Robert could win Matilda the crown, but only if his army could win the day. Robert of Gloucester's forces approached Lincoln. Their task, to liberate the castle from King Stephen's siege. While behind Lincoln's walls, troops loyal to Matilda held the castle for the Empress. First, Robert's forces would stage an ambush to prevent enemy reinforcements from joining with King Stephen's army.
Give me Hestus. Scoutess, ready to read. Scoutess, read it through.
Yerwe for blood on Baal. Ich obey dein Hess.
Kurse Isar, Scouter i ready. Pretende sua head. Doende vidute.
Men of armies zabideth, ich forfeited his.
Robert's men concealed themselves in a sheltered grove and lay in wait for the enemy.
Men of armies aggressive for store.
Robert defeated the first column of Stephen's reinforcements, but he knew more were on the way. With more of Stephen's reinforcements eliminated, Robert was steadily undermining the siege.
Every chan yara. Fereth to ur ende, men of armies. It's for Feffiness.
Robert's men decimated King Stephen's reinforcements and were poised to break the siege. Continuing the push towards Lincoln, Robert sent in a large company of reinforcements to aid his vanguard. To further weaken the siege, Robert would need to cut off Stephen's supplies.
Wieder Schulichka.
He targeted the nearby market town.
Hestes kommer. Ortifotas. Verre. Hestes en odd, boemen. Asteria. Vrate arwemen.
Kusuri saddle. Verende suahet. Ridende forth. I chamante fara. Ridende suahet. Vendes isena nirbi!
Men of armies abideth. Hermigan, weben gangande. Ich sue essa aliata.
Ich tue sua thu hetest. Ich forfethin hes. Hestes cometh, arwemen. Steppeth to it, arwemen. Beoth leapily on the stirreth.
Scouter, he ready to read her. Wieder Schulichka. Het welle beodon. Ich held doe dat. Give me hestes. Ridende sua het.
What wilt thou? Hierweg ich tue sua thu hetest. Wow, sir. Ik kan het doen. It's in Sheffield. Wetland market, arwemen.
Men of armies a greather fostur. Every champion
Hestes. Sheten. Heriende Hestes nu.
Men of armies abideth. Glory to God, men of armies. Ich forfeit in his.
Rallying to Matilda's cause, a large group of knights arrived at Lincoln to bolster Robert's army. With the market town in ruins, King Stephen's supplies began to dwindle. Robert received word that Welsh troops under Matilda's banner were en route to join forces with him. But King Stephen had the roads to Lincoln heavily guarded, and the route was not without risk, even for the hardy Welshmen.
Arthur Knitus Yara, for honest Mr. Arthur Knitus. Ut readeth, thou Arthur Tucus.
Kusuri saddle. Scouter, he ready. Polwende di hesta. Kusuri saddled. Scouter, he ready.
Knitus, keepeth good fettle, Knitus. Andente to serve.
Making their way to Lincoln, Matilda's Welsh allies were ambushed by the king's soldiers.
For honest Mr. Arthur Knitus.
Robert's men would need to aid the Welsh if they wanted their help in breaking the siege.
Keepeth good fettle, Knitus. Let us read it, Knitus! For honor, Knitus!
forces on the road to Lincoln, Matilda's allied troops made for the castle to lift the siege.
With Sulichka. Volwende die Hester. Courser is saddled, scouter is ready.
Jonas, travail to dawn, men of armies. It's to us to head us.
Vanitas, ut reader.
Every shot, Yara. Yara, wait, sword there. Men of armies, travail to dawn, men of...
Yeah, for Volwende.
All of you, good fettle, Vanitas.
Give me Hesters. Het will be done.
Robert's forces spotted a large detachment of Stephen's soldiers guarding the castle gates. If they hoped to liberate Lincoln, they would need to break the blockade and rout the army.
Vanitas, into the saddle. Alla Vanitas Yara. Sultas. Alla Swift. Dute is none more dead. Dute is none more dead.
Men of armies, ich vorständiges.
Vanitas, stand in there, Yara. Let us read it, Vanitas.
Here, Hesters. Up there, better. Each army, shared.
Men of armies!
Arthur Vanitas Yara.
Robert's forces scattered the king's army, leaving the gates to the castle unguarded.
Scouters is saddled open. Where reader?
Arthur Vanitas Yara. Dein Hestes?
Robert's men finally united with Lincoln's garrison. They could now use the castle to strengthen their army.
Let us read it, Vanitas.
To lift the siege, they needed to destroy the enemy camps surrounding the castle.
Yara, to dawn. Hesse shouldn't be held. Presset jou arnwayman. Asteria, braaf dig arnwayman.
Certes cometh our women.
Aye, aye.
Foliende hestes. I can do.
Springald at the ready. Castende!
Cretus, in other andente to serve.
Springald, away 10-day Hestus! Seja Ingeniana. Alliance Seja. You ready for Hestus? Listen.
Hestes are not born.
Springald, at the ready. Everything is at the end. Yeah! Hitting him hard, says Onjin! Onjin! Listen! Violas jare todo fereth tuorende, Benavarmes.
Toonfolk Arnie ready? What needeth be undone? Be off your to Hestus, Toonfolk.
Seja Ingeniana. Springald, away 10-day understood. Everything is a deton. Engines, listen. Duende hit. Listen, says engines. Listen, says engines.
Benavarmes are dead. What may have been Heston? It's to a sort of next.
Says engines awaken Hestus. Says engines, where are Skerende? Engine, get him up! Engine! Listen!
Hestus and on, Borman! Beyond this Anwes! Avoid it!
Says engines, I'll hit them hard! Says engines!
Matilda's forces struck hard, destroying one of King Stephen's siege camps.
Chiara Hestus.
Steppeth to it, our women. And sweet, yes.
Ongen Yari for Hestus. Lesser Serge Ongens. Every Chiara. Everything is at detent. Lesser Serge Ongens. Forward there we sungus. Ongens. Lesser. Seizure engine yard. Moving the Sergeant.
Ognitis, standende yard. Ah, Ognitis, yard!
Engine yard, destroyeth him. Spongin yari for Hestus, hitted him hard, says Ongen.
King Stephen's army dwindled as Matilda's forces struck down another siege camp.
Serge Ongens awaiting Hestus. Yeah. For when they we sungus.
And those who didn't fall fled. King Stephen was spotted, shielded by his men. To end the siege, Matilda's forces needed to capture Stephen and rout his army.
Hestes cometh our way. Upland ferret our way, men.
Every thing is a beaten.
Hestes and all soon. Hestes Arthur Venetian yard.
Fortune, Yarrible Hestes! Every thing is a beaten. Everything is a beaten. Fortune, Yarrible Hestes!
Matilda's men closed in and finally captured King Stephen. Matilda's forces had won the battle at Lincoln. But the fight for the crown was not over yet. After England defeated the French at the Battle of Bremule, a counterweight trebuchet was the king of all siege engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances. At Warwick Castle in England, they've built a replica, one of the largest in the world. Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features. A pivoted arm with a weight at one end, and a sling to hold the projectile at the other. To prime, the 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of two that's attached to an axle, which would lift the counterweight, weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone. What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed. Trebuchets were carefully aimed, like modern guns.
In order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same trajectory, they all had to be the same weight and shape. To achieve this, masons used a gauge.
Now I'm going to load this projectile into the sling. Oh, this one must weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms. That's the weight of 2 men.
Trebuchets were also used to throw burning tar, beehives, even dead bodies. Anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
Did you hear that whoosh?
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval siege weapon.